Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only, and for those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law, and through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and also a short trading lesson at the end, so please stay tuned. In the previous video we looked at ticker symbol MMAT. There was some very positive and bullish developments there, so please refer back to that video for details of MMAT. Before I get started on the stock analysis, I'd like to give a special thank you to all the subscribers and watchers of the channel who've helped this grow, which has grown beyond my expectations, and also a special thank you to the Discord members who've helped support the channel as well from the beginning. And finally, a special thank you to all the new Patreon members and Discord members who have been excited with the new $1 Million challenge that I've introduced. It has had an excellent and positive response. I'm going to share a short update on the $1 Million challenge at the end of the video, so please watch till the end. Today's stock analysis has been requested by one of the Discord members, so it's for ticker symbol CFMS, Conformis. So we're going to start by having a look at the 5-day chart, which I think here is very interesting. So if we look at this here, we can see on the 5-day chart it was trading fairly steadily around the $1.10, $1.15 mark, with a support just above $1. And then we can see here it started to gain momentum. It did spike up quite significantly with a lot of buying and forward momentum, closing at $1.35 on the Friday. We can also see on the chart that at one point it did reach a price around about $1.54. There was then a little bit of a sell-off, and we can see it has consolidated down, so possibly this week there could be a little bit more positive movement upwards in this stock, so it's definitely one to keep an eye out. We're now going to have a look at the reasons for this huge interest in this stock. Let's start by having a look at the investor relations page and a summary of the corporate profile here that you can see. So Conformis is a medical technology company that uses its proprietary image to implant technology platform to develop, manufacture and sell joint replacement implants that are individually sized, shaped or customized to fit each patient's unique anatomy. So the business offers a line of customized knee and hip implants, customized pre-sterilized single-use instruments delivered in a single package to hospitals. In clinical studies, the knee replacement systems developed and demonstrated positive results there, which we're going to see shortly. Let's now move on to look at a stock profile. So this business was incorporated in 2004. We know that it's a medical technology company headquartered in the US, trading on the NASDAQ, and it's employing around about 259 people. So it's still going to be regarded as a speculative penny stock. It's going to be volatile, it's going to be high risk. We can see that the company is not profit making as well in terms of the balance sheet. We'll look at that shortly as well. In terms of why this stock has spiked up, what I'd like to do is look at a number of possibilities why this has happened. First of all, if we look at the chart on the screen here, I can see that what's happened is ARK Invest have purchased the shares in this stock, and we can see on the chart here this has obviously correlated with a significant increase in the price. So certainly ARK Invest have definitely seen some information in terms of giving them confidence to invest in this stock. So let's have a look at the numbers involved. So on the screen here, what I'd like to share with you is information from the ARK Invest 3D printing ETF holdings. So I'm going to go down to company number 18. So I'll just read that out for you. You'll be able to check this yourself once you do a search on this. But on company number 18 we have Conformis Incorporated, ticker symbol CFMS. The shares purchased are just in excess of 12 million. The value is just in excess of $17 million. In terms of the weighting, we're looking at a weighting around about 3.66% in terms of this ETF. So that's good news. That certainly did lead to strong confidence in this stock in close of play last week. What I'd now like to share with you is information concerning the institutional ownership. The good thing about institutional ownership, it does suggest credibility for a stock, especially if the institutional ownership is increasing. So basically with regard to this stock, we can see that Conformis does have institutional investors. That's a good sign, and it's also giving us confidence in the future of this stock. Okay, so as I said, there wasn't any recent breaking news with regard to stock except for the significant investment from the ETF ARK Invest. However, the news that I have found again is bullish from the website. This is dated July the 7th, and the headline you can see on the screen here. Conformis Incorporated announces settlement of Wright Medical patent litigation. So there was a case going on. It's now agreed a settlement. So that's resolved the litigation with Wright Medical Technology. The good thing about this settlement is the company is now no longer at risk of any significant payouts in the future, because this has now been settled. What I would now like to do is share with you the Bidask Score rating here for the stock for ticker symbol CFMS, and you can see on the screen here the good news is the stock has been upgraded to strongly bought. So this is a positive sign. So the Bidask Score of Conformis shows that the shares of the company are now strongly bought by investors. So it also shows that there is more confidence in this stock. What I'd now like to do is have a look at the financials. So we're going to start by having a look at the consolidated results of operations. So these are the years 2019 to 2020. So in terms of profitability, we can see the business is certainly not profitable, but in 2019 we can see there was a net loss of just around about $28 million, and 2020 there was also a reported loss around about $24 million. So what that indicates from the figures that we can see here, that the business is loss making. However, the loss has reduced by approximately 4 million. So obviously in terms of the future potential, that's what we invest in with regard to this stock, as it is a penny stock, and the potential growth. So it's not profit making. It probably will not be profit making for a while, but certainly if its losses are going down, it's going in the right direction. Let's now move on to look at the balance sheet. So again, we're dealing with the years 2019 to 2020, and at the bottom we can see total assets 2019 were just in excess of $72 million, and 2020 these were very similar, around about $71,500,000. Okay, so we need to now compare that with the liabilities. So the liabilities 2019 total liabilities 56 million. 2020 just in excess of $60 million. So although the liabilities are quite significant, the assets are quite sufficient to cover the liabilities. So the assets, again, just to reiterate, 2020 total assets in excess of $71 million, and total liabilities in excess of $60 million. So the company is in a healthy position there to continue trading and be able to pay any debts and bills that may be necessary in the short and the medium term. Let's now have a look at the risk factor summary that has been provided by the company. So at the top there, the company have acknowledged that they are incurring losses, and obviously these losses, they do expect them to continue. The second thing is risk related to the business, industry and competitive position. So the other thing they've identified there's the vast majority of their revenue is coming from a limited portfolio of knee and hip replacement products to a small number of customers. So again, that needs to improve, that needs to expand, and the company needs to sort of look at means and ways of increasing their revenue, looking at additional streams. So there may be a possibility that this is happening behind the scenes. We've seen that ARK Invest have purchase shares in this, so obviously it's a case of some things are not always available to the public. Okay, third thing, they've acknowledged that the global economic conditions may adversely affect their operations. So we're talking about the COVID pandemic here. So again, you know, it's creating a lot of uncertainty affecting many businesses, and this one will be the same. So risks relating to the marketing, problems in terms of meeting regulatory requirements. So that's something that will be ongoing. And again, they've identified the common risk in terms of cybersecurity, data protection, international operations, and risks related to expansion and growth. Let's finish off by looking at potential strike price. So I'd like to look at the graph again. If we look at the chart here, we can see momentum was very, very strong towards the end of the week, a lot of buying. And again, there was a significant sell-off where it came down from 154 to around about 135. So in terms of a potential strike price, what we're looking at is possibly another pullback. This is going to be an extremely volatile stock. It's a penny stock. It could just continue with momentum going forward as well. So if there is a pullback, I think certainly if you can catch this around about 115, 110, that would be a potential strike price. It's now time for a lesson of the day and the strategy going forward. In terms of lessons, they're going to be, the next 4 or 5 lessons are going to be focusing on the challenge. So we have been getting a lot of interest in the challenge. So first of all, on the screen here, this is just a quick summary of the challenge in terms of what the objective is and what the target is. More specific details and full explanation is in the $1 Million Challenge video, so please refer back to that if you haven't seen it. But for a summary, let's just recap here. So stock market, I've calculated, is open approximately 250 days a year. Over 3 years, that represents around about 700 days of trading. So the target for everybody in our challenge is to go for a total amount of $1 million, starting from approximately $1,000. However, you know, anybody is free to start with a higher amount than that. Some traders have decided to go quite significantly higher than the $1,000. On the opposite side, you can, if you wish, start with $500 or less. However, please bear in mind, if you do that, you will have a longer period of trades. So calculation of trades I'm using is 3.5%, and that's based on 201 trades. In the previous video, I did a compound calculation for that. And obviously the key difference in this strategy is the whole amount is going to be reinvested in a single stock. So that's the strategy. It's based on compound returns. So now let's have a look at the updates. So in terms of updates, we are now basically, what I'm doing is focusing on the spreadsheet. I'm going to be adding in trades. I'm going to be adding in stocks. I'm going to be adding in guide prices, and the other thing I will also like to announce is the coming Saturday, next weekend, I will be revealing the spreadsheet to members of the Discord. So if anybody joins before the Saturday, you will get access to the spreadsheet with the shares, with the stocks, and these will be proposed on Saturday. The reason why I'm going to reveal them on the Saturday is it gives an opportunity for feedback and suggestions from the Discord community to make amendments and additions and possibly even removals on the Sunday. Monday will be the first day of trading of this challenge, Monday the 1st of August. However, please note, although it's the first day of trading, it does not necessarily mean you have to buy a stock on the 1st. So we're only going to buy if we're sure. So more details about that to be revealed. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.